It is Heidi Kaizen at Hen Chicks Studio in Conrad, Iowa, and we are glad you're here. My voice this morning would indicate that I have been shouting it out too much and too long for our Shout It Out Sew Along. So bear with me as I deal with a little bit of a gravelly voice this morning, and hopefully can show you a few things. We've got a fun little show planned for you, a new kit, an unboxing at the end. So by all means, stay with me and enjoy. I probably won't get too far from the camera so that you can hear me without me straining my voice anymore, kind of thing. But we're having so much fun with the Shout It Out pattern. I've put that pattern up there for you so you know that it is a free pattern. It does say $1, but it is this pattern. It is a free download, and it is available, and we're doing a sew along with it. So last Thursday we kicked off with our first video. Tomorrow morning at 9 we're going to have our second video about cutting and talking more about cutting. And thank you so much, Jolyn. I don't feel that bad, so it's just horrible that I can't talk. I'm not sure what that says, but otherwise I'm doing just fine. But we're glad to have you here this morning. Certainly hope that you all join in and tell me where you're watching from, because as you know, I love knowing where everybody's from. I see some regular faces already, names out there that we're familiar with. And so anyway, want to make sure that you're participating in our Shout It Out Sew Along if you want to. I think we've already gotten a dozen or so responses of people who have already finished their project, because it's an easy project this month. And I've been uploading those to the website. So if you go to the web page, that is henandchicksstudio.com/shoutitout, then you will definitely find all of that information, plus the videos that we're doing. Everything is all on that page. So henandchicksstudio.com/shoutitout. So that is the first thing I just want you to enjoy. Now, we showed you a great little kit a week ago or so. Don't even remember. It was called the Flower Power kit, and the store sample came back today, and I wanted to be able to show you. But this is the kit itself, and then it uses the mini brick road pattern. So the pattern is not included in the kit. That is a separate pattern, and if you purchase this pack, you can make either the table runner or the 4 placemats. All right, and so this is all of the Flower Power collection from Marsha McCormick, which is all part of it's from Moda, and Marsha McCormick is our Marsha from the Brady Bunch. So by all means, that is, if it looks like it feels like it's the Brady Bunch, it's because it is. And so this is just a charming little project. It does use a charm pack. We don't get pre-cuts in here very often, but in this particular case, we were doing some projects for our feathered friends and had a few extras, so we made a different kit for all of you using the pre-cuts in the kit. So a fun little project, and absolutely want to share that with you. So one of the things that I want to make sure you all are aware of is that we've got some fun events coming up this summer. Not only are we going to be a part of the All Iowa Shop Hop, which is June 1st through July 31st, and that is 82 shops just in the state of Iowa. It is broken down into regions. So if you want to be able to get prizes, there's a different set of prizes and all of that. And so that is June 1st through July 31st. And I'm just going to take a quick second here and make a little switch. I'm just going to do that, and I think then you'll be good. Awesome. And so The second event that we're doing, I should say with the All Iowa Shop Hop, if you have not gotten your magazine, I don't have that product this morning for you, but if you go on our website and even just type in the word magazine, it's going to pop up in the search field. And I believe we may have 2 copies of that magazine left, and that is it. I'm not showing any of the fabrics this morning, but there are also All Iowa Shop Hop fabrics, and they're not able to leave the store until June 1st. So we have quite the box back there of all of you who have been purchasing that fabric. And trust me, on June 1st, we will release all of that, and you can either pick it up in the store or we'll be shipping it or whatever, however you ordered it. But the second event that we're participating in is called the Row by Row Experience. And they've taken a little bit of a break for the last couple of years with COVID and all of that. But the Row by Row Experience is back. And it's really quite simple. Again, between June 1st and August 31st, you can visit one of many shops all across the country and pick up a free pattern that is 9 by 36 inches. That's the row, right? And then there are prizes if you put those rows together. So we picked ours up last night from the framer, and I want to show you first, right here, the very first look at our row. And I'm going to step back a little bit. Can we see it in the screen there? All right. And I do not have a name for our row yet, so I'm open to suggestions. So if anybody has a thought of what we should be naming this, by all means, put it in the comments, and maybe or maybe not. I've thought about Oh Happy Day and all sorts of different things, but this is our row by row. We will have kits for it, as well as of course, you can just get the free pattern. And I have to get up close here and look at the machine quilting. Stephanie did just a wonderful job as she quilted and filled the background. So I just think it is so very, very pretty. Anyway, and just a few of my little doodles of flowers. So that is all about the row by row event, experience, adventure. I think there's lots of different words that they put with that. But that is June 1st through August 31st. All of the shops that are participating in that event are on their website. And I'll make sure that in the next few weeks you start seeing the link for that so you can plan. But by all means, when you're out for the All Iowa Shop Hop, you better be asking if the shops are participating in row by row and pick up your free row pattern just as you pick up your All Iowa Shop Hop pattern. All right, so that is certainly another thing. Well, now, every once in a while something appears in the mail and I am just so inspired. And today I am showing you a brand new pattern called Spangled. And it is a pattern by Kim Diehl, and many of you are Kim Diehl fans. And this pattern is being published by It's So Emma, and it's called Spangled. It makes a 60.5-inch square top, and in the sample, she did use most of scraps of happiness, scraps of kindness, happiness, kindness, we can, joy, we can put all sorts of words, but it is the Scraps of Kindness collection from Henry Glass. And we still have the majority of those fabrics left. So we have a brand new exclusive kit for you for that pattern. And I'm so excited about it. I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. When you look at all of those fabrics together, my gosh, you could absolutely make a variety of projects. You wouldn't even have to make Spangled. There's 26 fat quarters. The creams are 3/4 of a yard, the binding 3/4, and then the black here is a yard piece. And it is just absolutely gorgeous. And I have a special deal for you. When I was moving things around yesterday, I found 3 sets of the patterns that go with the simple whatnots that we had not put into a kit. And I'm going to show you what the simple whatnots are in just a second. But I'm the first 3 people to purchase this kit, the Spangled, Scraps of Kindness Spangled kit, are also going to get those free patterns. So if you want to be one of the first to not only get the kit, and you would get this pattern, and also the 3 sets of simple whatnots. So you have a great incentive there. So what is the simple whatnots? Just so that you know, it is so big. This is our last one. This is the actual Kim Diehl Scraps of Kindness simple whatnot quilt kit. So this kit makes, and it is it's a little more expensive. It's $285, but it not only has 8 small patterns, but it has all of the fabrics to make those 8 tops. So it's a complete kit to make those 8. So if you are a Kim Diehl fan, this is our last simple whatnot kit. And then if you just simply like all of the Scraps of Kindness, this is our last full kit of fat quarters. It's our last fat quarter bundle. And when you buy that, you also get the simple whatnot club patterns. You can't make all 8 of them from this, but certainly you could get quite a ways. And if you combine it with some of your Kim Diehl scraps, I'm sure that you could put that all together. And again, because we just know that people are loving all of the Kim Diehl fabrics, we did put together a cream bundle, because I think these are the fabrics that you run out of fastest, because you're trying to get those backgrounds, and Kim does a great job of using pieces and scraps in her backgrounds. In fact, there are 4 creams that are used in this Spangled quilt. It looks great, and I think you can intersperse any of these. These are from a variety of her collections and make an absolutely great background. So, all right, so you've got Spangled, you've got the Spangled kit, which is gorgeous. Again, it's 26 fat quarters here, and some creams and a couple blacks, and it is absolutely beautiful. But the first 3 people to purchase this, we are not making this store sample. I should make that clear, because we couldn't. There comes a point at which I don't have enough fabric to make so many kits. So it'll be a limited number of kits, but again, the first 3 that sell will get the patterns that go with the Simple Whatnot Club. Okay, so you've got that good deal coming up there. So that is super fun. All right, we are going to now do our unboxing. And are there any questions or anything, Leslie, that anybody has? No, I was going to say. And this morning's not going to be a long show, because again, I've been shouting it out way too much, and you guys are just going to have to keep shouting it out on our Facebook or Instagram or in our community, wherever it is that you're having fun answering all of our questions. We're doing a shout it out question of the day as we play along with our sew along. And let me tell you, some of you are very entertaining to us. We love it. Love the interaction. Keep it up. There's some more good questions coming, both serious and not so serious. All right. And so we're going to do an unboxing, and I have, I'm going to go through this. I have no idea which order they are in this particular box. Let's see what I do with my scissors. So we're going to start with this one, and yes, you've got all of that. All right. It's a beautiful day here in Iowa, and we certainly hope wherever you're at, the sun is shining as well, and that you're having time to be creative. Maybe it's in your flower bed today. That was certainly a fun shouted out question the day people were talking about their favorite flowers. Learned about a couple new flowers, which was wonderful. Oh, and speaking of flowers, the first one on the top is the floral in this particular pattern. So this is a collection called Cluck Cluck. Let's see, Cluck Cluck Boom. No, Cluck. Boom. Yeah, Cluck Cluck Bloom. There we go. Bloom, not boom. Bloom with the flowers. And this is from Clothworks. And the designer is a fairly new designer. Her name is not on here. I believe it's Teresa. And I'm not going to try to say her last name. And what's interesting is we have one other collection in the store from her that I had not realized. And I should have grabbed a bolt of it. And I don't know where it is at the moment, so I won't grab it. But then as I was reading more about her, I love that she's from Minnesota, and she's got an interesting laser cut business as well. I mean, she's got a real art flair. So anyway, so this is the first piece in Cluck Cluck Bloom, and I love how some of it looks like it's hand-drawn in there. Okay. Now, you're going to see why I probably like this. I'm going to just take a quick drink. She's got a good sense of humor. Here we have, get it the right way, Cluck Cluck Bloom with chickens. And can you see that some of the chickens are standing on their heads? I love this. It is just whimsical and fun, but it is very, I don't know, it cracks me up, right? Because it's just this little, okay, so we've got that. And then, oh wait, hold on. I'm going to go down one here first, because this is the other one that's just a hoot. You got your eggs. Everybody has to have their over easy eggs here. Maybe they're hard, I don't know, but they look like over easy fried eggs. And I love that. So those are all with kind of a taupe, I believe it's called a taupe background. And then there is a floral, and the scale is quite small. And I believe the color is light coral maybe. And it is just such a sweet, dainty little flower. I like that. Okay, we'll get rid of that box. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to put this up here. It'll be easier for me to stay close. Now this one, I don't know if it's called coral. It looks a little more orange, kind of an orange, maybe apricot. I don't know. Does it have a color name to it?
Rust, I think.
What's that?
Maybe rust.
Rust. It might be called rust because it is the same little flower. Isn't that cute little flower with a little pink in there? And then the last color is kind of almost more gray than it is taupe. But again, that little flower pattern. Okay. And it looks so different, I think, when you, even though it's the same pattern. And of course, you got to get some good chicken wire. So we've got kind of a lime green. And a good old-fashioned white. Okay. Oh, and you can't have chickens without chicken tracks. White and kind of that orangey rust color. And we got a gray chicken wire. And, oh, no, there's two more in here. So this is more darker yellow, orange. Again, I'm not sure if they call it rust.
Gold.
Gold, there we go. Okay, gold. And last but not least, then we have more of a light yellow. So, oh my gosh, just so cute. So of course I was, can we see all those? Get all there? Maybe a little bit? Yeah, they're kind of, I mean, it's fun because they've got kind of that darker color. I love that there's lights and darks in there. So I was playing around and thinking, you know, what would I make? So I had to grab a few of my favorite things, including my favorite table runner book. And this project right here at the bottom, which is called Ribbon Candy, is one, and this is in the book, Let's Do Lunch. I love this particular one. On this sample, they show it in like a white in the center, but I was actually thinking, I wonder what would be if I use the floral, the flower piece as the white, so that you'd have that dark background, and then your ribbons could be all of the other colors. So not sure if that would work for you, but that's one idea. Cha Cha Cha, another Terry Atkinson pattern. You can make it scrappy, or you can make it more, I'll say, controlled. She suggests one version with 4 colors and another version with 8. There are, did I say 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So even if you did a few of these, but not all of them, that pattern might work. I was out shop hopping myself with the girls on Friday up in Minnesota, and I've always been a fan of waffle time, and we've had the pattern, and I saw it made up a couple of times actually, and thought, what a nice looking pattern. And again, you put that focal pattern in the middle. So I was thinking, well, okay, well, so what if somebody says, yeah, the chickens are cute, but I need something else? Well, you could easily grab, it's basically 3 fabrics. So you could grab the floral and let's do that light and maybe this dark, just as a combination, and all of a sudden you could have a set of 3, and it could be a 3-yard quilt, it could be a table runner, and it says, even though those are chicken tracks, to me they don't have to be chicken tracks. So you could certainly just have the color and the design elements of that. So it could easily pull those things together. Also pulled out, again, a 2-color fabric combination churn over, which again, a nice basic table runner. It makes 13 by 38.5. This is a peace tree pattern, and basically you need a light, a dark, and a binding. So again, could certainly keep it nice and simple with something like that. If you wanted to use all of the fabrics, I thought Maple Mambo was actually kind of fun. It does require 12 fabrics by the time you have 10 that are used in what you might call the leaves, and then a background and a binding. So you could figure out how to use all 12 of them in something like that. And a couple bigger ones from Villa Rosa that, again, depending on what you're looking for, this one called Be Unique requires 8 fat quarters and then a yard and 1/8 of background. Okay, so, you know, this is a case where if you want to be more scrappy like a Kim Diehl, you could, there's certainly like 1, 2 whites that you could use in the background, and you know, use a couple combinations that way to use up a few pieces. This one, definitely because of some of the colors, it's got a little more rainbow effect, but it does require 12 fat quarters, so just a perfect piece, 12 fat quarters. It does then require a background fabric of 3 yards, so we would have to find something to go with all of those. And last but not least, just something fun and simple, and that is Cheryl. And this requires 8 fat quarters, and then your framing fabric or your background fabric and some binding. You, of course, can add borders if you want. So certainly lots of options for what to do with those Cluck Cluck Bloom fabrics from Clothworks. And we'll be getting some more information up there about the designer and about all the fabrics, but as you can see, at least the individual bolts are up there for you at the moment. So I hope that you've enjoyed our little live today. It's certainly not the extended version that we sometimes have, but we'll be back next week with even more great stuff. And we hope until the next time we see you, you're creative. Bye.